What's going on? It is Craig Bennett, aka Cash Keg, here with DFSArmy, and I have another Prize Picks video. This time NBA. We got a 9-game slate on our hands. I picked my 5 favorite picks this morning. I'm sure they'll drop more. If you don't have a Prize Picks account, again, hit that link below. Use promo code DFSArmy. Get 100% match deposit up to $100. And again, I'm giving you 5 picks. Load them up. Different ways of playing. Power play, flex play. And I'll just go in and talk about these plays and my analysis behind them. So let's dive right in. All right, I have 5 of them loaded up on the board here, and I'll go through them with my most confident pick down to my least confident pick and just kind of talk about them a little bit here, each one and my analysis behind them. One thing I will mention, though, if you're playing over here, I wouldn't play, I would play, a couple of the power plays where you just pick 2 picks. Spend most of your money on that. Pick 2 of your favorite picks. Pick the two play power plays. I think that's long term where you want to go, and then sprinkle in some of these 5-mans where it can pay 10x your amount here, because it is really hard to hit all 5 of them each and every day. So long term, I think that's the best way to go. So maybe you want to pick a couple of these that I'm giving you, or maybe mix one that I like and one that you like, and play heavier on the 2-pick power plays and a little bit lighter on the 5-pick flex or the 4-pick power plays. They're just a lot harder to hit, and I think your bankroll will appreciate that. It's no different for me than sports betting when you're doing parlays. 2-game parlays are okay, but once you start getting to 3, 4, 5, it's really hard on your bankroll. So I thought I'd mention that before we get started. The first pick I like here, I'm going Christian Wood over 17.5 points. Gets a great matchup here going up against Sacramento. We might not even have any Rashawn Holmes on the other side here, but going up against Sacramento, he's faced them once already this year. Put up 20 points, 15 rebounds in 33 minutes. Again, it's a fantastic matchup. I really like this over with him. I think it's they got 116 implied team total here. Jalen Green's back. They've got about all their guys back, but he's been doing really well. He's been over this mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of his last 8 games. So this should be closer to 20 to me. So I really like this over 17.5 points for Christian Wood. Second one here is Tobias Harris. We got a couple plays in this game with Boston at Philly. Again, they're kind of back. Maxey just came back last game. But just looking at things here, Tobias Harris over 3.5 assists. Again, they're going to play heavy minutes. It should be a very competitive game. Should be a lot of fun. And over 3.5 assists just seems a little light here. He's went over this number, over 3.5 assists. Last 7 games in a row. So I don't see it stopping here. Even with Maxey playing against Charlotte last game, he still had 5 assists. He just gets it done in a multitude of ways. He's out there a ton. I just don't see why you wouldn't go here over 3.5 assists. Just feels a little bit light for me. And with the way they're playing, I definitely want to take this over. Next one here is in the same game. On the other side is Jaylen Brown. We're going to take over 23.5 points here. Marcus Smart is questionable. If he were to sit, it's just more points. Not like, more usage. It's not like Marcus Smart is shooting the ball a ton, but it just would be more shots for here. It's basically Brown and Tatum are the offensive guys here. I think Tatum's going to, be more down, worrying about Embiid, and Jaylen Brown, over 23.5 points. He had 34 and 26 over his last 2, going back, and they faced Philly back on December 20th, where he had 30 points against Philly at home. So I do like this over for Jaylen Brown. He's been playing really well, both him and Tatum, but I prefer Jaylen Brown's side if you're picking between him and Tatum on the over. Next one we're going to go here is down in the Hammer game, where we got Dallas against Memphis. And we're going to go over on Jalen Brunson, 3.5 rebounds. I know that sounds a little odd, but there's no Porzingis here. He's going to play a ton of time. Yes, Luka's back, but there's a lot of rebounds to be going around. He's going to play heavy minutes. He'll play mid to high 30 minutes here. It's supposed to be a competitive game. Memphis is on a back-to-back. Memphis is favored by 3 right now. So it's one of those, one of those matchups where we might even not get Steven Adams. He was out last game for Memphis, and that'll just open up even some more rebounds. But again, he's hit 7, 4, 4 rebounds over his last 3 games. I think I'll take a chance at him getting the over here. He does a little bit of everything: assists, points, rebounds. So I do like taking the chance on the over Jaylen Brown, 3.5 rebounds. And the last one here is the same game, same team. We're going Dorian Finney-Smith over 9.5 points. Again, I don't think some of these secondary and tertiary plays, the lines. This line's pretty fair, but at the same time, he has went over this mark 13 of the last 14 games. He's went over 9.5 points. So it's almost been automatic. If you would have bet this 9.5, it just would have been printing money. So again, it's pretty fair because he doesn't shoot a ton. His shot volume is pretty low. Never really gets it in the double digits too much. Maybe 4 out of his last 12 games he's had double-digit field goal attempts. But in a game that should be up and down against Memphis with no Porzingis, in transition, I still think he can get over this 9.5 points. And again, just looking back and looking at the data and seeing, how many times he's actually went over this mark. And be it, some of these are, 10 points and just got over it, but it doesn't matter if he gets 10 points or 20 points, he's still over it. So again, that's my 5th favorite one, but a one that I kind of want to look to attack is this Dorian Finney-Smith. Then we go over and just look at some of these other plays. Again, this is early in the morning. I'm doing this around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so I'm sure they'll drop the fantasy points and other things later in the day. I just wanted to get something out early while we're looking at it. Jason Tatum, if I'm going over on Jaylen Brown, maybe I go under on Jason Tatum here and figure he might not get there, and Brown's the one that's going to score a ton of points. So I was looking at that a little bit. Seth Curry, 14.5 points with Maxey back. It hurts a little bit, but I would lean the over on that one. I kind of like that one a little bit. Looking down here a little bit more, Al Horford, 7.5 points. It's kind of crazy. It's a super low number, but man, he's just not scoring the ball at all. He's not playing a ton of minutes. He's right next to Robert Williams, so he doesn't get a lot of putbacks. And he's had 8, 3, 3, 7, 4 points. So he's only went over this number by a little bit once out of the last 6 games. So if you wanted to go over on that or under on the Al Horford number, I wouldn't mind that at all. It's just a number that's hard to swallow because 4 baskets and he gets that over. But again, he's not shooting the ball a ton. He's not playing a ton of minutes. So the under does make some sense looking at that. Looking at some of these other games, looking at the Chicago guys, they're going up against a Golden State team that's just kind of don't have a ton of their guys. Klay Thompson's not going to play today. Iggy's out. Otto Porter's out. It could get kind of ugly as well because Chicago is, to me, one of the best teams. They're the best team in the East. They get the best record, and they're fun to watch. And they spread the things out a lot, so it's really hard to pick on some of these guys. And then I was looking a little bit at the Garland props a little bit. I was looking at the under on Garland points. The Spurs do bleed a lot of points to the point guard, so it's hard to swallow that. But he's been more of a facilitator with all these bigs back. So I was looking at maybe if you wanted to take the under on that one. He knows played a ton of minutes. He's been more of a facilitator, so maybe take the over on assists and under on points. He's had 15 and 11 assists in his last 2 games and only scored 11, 12, and 9 points. On 11, 13, and 12 shots, shooting 27, 38, and 25% from the floor. So he can get it going at any time, but he's been in a little bit of a slump. So if you want to take the under on Garland there on points, and then I was saying over on assists, I was looking at this as well, looking at maybe taking the over on assists, but that's kind of a high number. I'd rather take the under on the points is one thing that I was kind of looking at for tonight. So those are the 5 plays that I got. I hope that you like them. If you hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know you want me to keep doing these. And in the comments below, give me your favorite pick for Prizepicks tonight, and tell me who you like, man. We're all here to make a little bit of money. Hope these are fun for you, and I'll see you on the flip side. Deuces.